All right, folks, I'm back again for Tailgate Talks. This is, I think it's the 18th of March. I ain't sure. It don't matter. Hell, who gives a damn what day it is? And I want to talk to y'all tonight about the country and history and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, I'm no scholar. I'm not a constitutional scholar or anything like that. Don't take this wrong. And there's a lot of things that I want to say on here that I really, due to the way that the world is now, I can't say. It's the truth, and it'll hurt, and it'll piss off people, and then I'll have a bunch of enemies that I really don't need because I'm not into all kind of drama and all that kind of crap. Really not, but you know, when our founding fathers done up the Constitution, I've been thinking on this for a long time, and I've been thinking, how could they be so smart to come up with the things that they put in the Constitution and the Bill of Rights? But after you really think about it, before the United States was founded and before the Declaration and the Bill of Rights, they were dealing with a corrupt government. So they knew what could happen. They already saw it. They knew what a corrupt government would do. So that's how they came up with the Second Amendment and the right to bear arms and freedom of speech and all that, because before the United States was founded, that's how they lived. You couldn't speak freely. You couldn't bear arms. You couldn't do anything. That's how it was. And that is how they came up with, and this is my opinion. There's people that's going to differ with this, but this is just my simple hillbilly thought on how this happened. And I feel like I'm going to be pretty accurate. But they saw what happened before, and they saw what could happen, and they put things into effect that could stop it from happening again. Well, what we have now is, you know, this country's rocked on for a long, long time. And we've had bad presidents, and we've had good presidents. But we've never had what we have now. What we have now is a dictatorship. They have decided that they know better than everybody else in this country how to run it. They've decided that they're going to push through their agendas and they're going to tell us what to do and how to live. And I'm going to tell y'all something. If they get their way, and they do manage somehow or another to take our guns, and folks, if y'all think that they can take, they've been trying to stop the drugs for as long as this country's been alive, and they ain't stopped nothing. And if they try to take our guns, there's, I'm gonna say 2/3 of the country that would probably comply with it and turn over their firearms. And then all the corrupt and criminals, they're going to rejoice, because if they know nobody has any firearms, what is going to stop them? Nothing. Nothing is going to stop them. Do you think the government's going to help you? They're not going to help you. Look what's going on at the border right now. They're not doing a damn thing down there. We got thousands of people piling over every day. They're not going to do nothing. They can't. They'll claim they can, but they don't have the clout to do it. They don't have the people. They don't have the manpower. And it's a simple fact. So whenever you get to thinking about it, think about what I just said. That's all I'm going to say. On another note, when this country was founded, there were slaves. And I'm not going to voice my opinion on that. It is what it is. However, we realized that probably wasn't the right thing to do, and we corrected it. And we give every individual in this country the same chance to make a life. Now, if you took advantage of that and you done what you needed to do and you applied yourself and you made a life, then by God, you made a life. But if you didn't and you've lived off the system and you've drawed welfare and you've had baby after baby and you've drawn that, that's on you, not us. That's not the people that's worked and paid into it. That's on you because you're sucking off the system like a tick. You just lay there and suck and get your belly full, and you're not doing anything to add anything. You don't bring nothing to the table. You just lay there and suck like a tick. And that, to me, that's not the way to be. You can't be a tick. A tick has no future. A tick gets smashed and stomped and all that. That's just how it is. And there ain't no way around it. And I look at all this stuff and all these people, they're canceling this and they're canceling that and they're canceling this. For what? To what end is it? The only reason they're doing it is because they're being appeased by it. There's people letting them do it. And the politicians we have in government today, I honestly believe if they can get their agenda pushed through, I really and truly, y'all, I think they'll tell us how many hours we can work, what we can drive, how many gallons of gas we can have a month, how many loaves of bread we can have a month, and everything right on down the line. That's not America, folks. That's not how it works. In America, if you work hard and you apply yourself and you make money and you wealthy and you get what you want, you can afford to buy and have nice things and live in a nice house and live the way that you want to. You don't have to live with some asshole telling you that you can have 4 rolls of toilet paper this week because that's all you need. Or you can't eat a steak but once a month because it'll make you fat. Now, don't get me wrong. These folks, me included, that probably could eat less and be more healthy. But, you know, if I choose to eat steak and bacon and pork chops and potatoes and drink beer and get fat and have a heart attack and die, folks, that's on me. That ain't got nothing to do with you. It ain't got a damn thing to do with you. If I make my living and I pay my taxes and I drink beer and I eat pork chops and steaks and I die, then what is it to you? Why do you care? Why do you care? It's all about control. And I don't like being controlled. Now, I'm not going to hurt you. I'm not going to do anything that's going to harm you. But don't control me. That's not what America's about. America is about people making their own way, making their own living, and doing the best that they can. And I guarantee you, if you apply yourself in this country, and it don't make a shit what color your skin is, if you apply yourself in this country, you'll do fine. But wallowing around, bitching and griping about what everybody else is doing, and canceling this shit and canceling that shit, and pissing and moaning because you feel like you've been deprived, no, you ain't been deprived. Your lazy ass ain't got up and done what you should have done to make your ass a living. Now, ain't no other way around it. I'm telling you the truth, and you know damn well it's the truth. There ain't no way around it. I'm 54 years old, and I've worked in industry all my life. I've seen blacks, whites, Latinos, every breed of person you can imagine making a good living in the field that I'm in. And there's no excuse for son of bitches laying around on their ass acting like they've been deprived. All you got to do is get up off your ass and show a little sense, pull your britches up, pull the piercings out of your face, and get you a job. And then you'll be like the rest of us. You'll be a normal human that makes a good living for your family and who you ought to be supporting. But don't blame that shit on me and the rest of my buddies, because we pulling the weight. That the weight is being pulled by us. And I don't want to hear no shit from you about how you've been deprived and you've been damn rejected and all this horse shit. It's all a bunch of shit. If you apply yourself and you do what you're supposed to do, everybody in this country would be a contributing American. But unfortunately, that ain't how it is. You got women having 10 and 12 babies sucking off the government. And folks, all that is when you pay $100 a week in taxes out of your paycheck, 25 of it goes to this chick that's had 10 babies and don't know who the daddy is, and they making their living off of that. That money ain't going to them babies. They buying cars and houses and booze and drugs and everything else with it. They don't give a damn about them babies. And it's pitiful, and I hate to even say that I'm saying this, and I know I'm gonna piss some folks off tonight, but I don't care. It is what it is. It really is. And them folks I'm talking to, they know what I'm saying, but oh, God Almighty, no, they'll raise holy hell, and oh, no, I've been deprived, and I ain't been given this, and I ain't. What in the hell else can the United States of America give you? Tell me that. I know people that ain't made $200 in a year get back $5,000 in tax payments at the end of the year. Now, how in the hell can that be right? There ain't no way in hell that can be right. If you ain't paid in but $200, how the hell you gonna get back $5,000? Well, I'll tell you how. It's because hard-working people paid that money in for you to have it. That's how that happens. And then you don't appreciate a damn thing. All you gonna do is piss and moan if you get back $4,500 instead of $5,000. That's what's gonna happen. You're entitled to that money. Well, sweet cakes, I hate to tell you, that ain't your money. It really ain't. And this president we got now, and the way this country's going, you know, our founding fathers put in the Constitution the right to keep and bear arms for a tyrannical government. And I've oftentimes wondered, you know, growing up, I never thought it would ever come to that. But I see it now. We've got a government in place now they're doing everything. It's a nightmare. I mean, we had a president in office that nobody wanted to have nothing to do with, and he was a dickhead, and he was an asshole, and he was brash and rude. But we didn't have North Korea showing their ass. We didn't have Iran raising up. He didn't call Putin a killer and have him raise up. We had a pretty good deal going. There was no wars going. We had peace in the Middle East. Well, now we've got this asshole that folks apparently voted in. I don't believe that still to this day that he won the election, but he's in there. He's a goddamn idiot. He can't even hold a press conference. He has not yet held a press conference. He's taking credit for Donald Trump's vaccines and all this stuff. And they're tearing this country down, people. He's got the border open. There's a crisis down there that he won't admit to. We got North Korea raising hell. We got China raising hell. We got Iran raising hell. Now we got Russia raising hell. What is it going to take to stop it? It's for once in my life, I am fearful for my country. I can honestly say that. You know, Jimmy Carter, to me, was a weak president. But he had America's interest in heart. That makes a difference. This cat we got up there now, I don't think he gives a rat's ass about nothing but what pads his pocket and makes him look good. Really don't. The man can't even speak at a press conference. He can't even hold a press conference. It's ridiculous. Y'all have a good night, and I'm signing off. Later on.